Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Asura, the City of Madness, a South Korean crime drama thriller from 2016. Now the plot goes something like this. Detective Han, who for years has been secretly doing dirty work for a corrupt mayor, is pressured by a ruthless prosecutor to cooperate in an investigation to take the mayor down. So feeling trapped, Han persuades his younger partner, Sun-mo, to take over his work for the mayor. But things start to get tangled in unpredictable ways. So as things keep getting worse for this guy, only the most evil person will survive in this dog-eat-dog world. So in terms of premise and story, there's really not a whole lot that's new here. We've seen this kind of thing before, especially in South Korean cinema, which is actually a very reliable industry in their, consistent production of entertaining gangster films, which I'm sure, a lot of you know already. Sometimes it's just the execution that counts, and the City of Madness, I think, has good execution. The standout positive here is the outstanding cast, which really brings this film to life. Jung plays our main detective. You probably know him from films like The Good, the Bad, the Weird, A Moment to Remember, which I recently reviewed on my channel, Cold Eyes, which I also recently reviewed on my channel last year, and many others. He's really good in The City of Madness, so much so that I would say that it's probably in my top 3 favorite performances from him. He's very intense in this film and convincingly emotional, and that's necessary because this is a very masculine film, for lack of a better term. There's almost no female presence in this movie at all. There's just a few female characters, and they're just kind of on the side. It's a very angry, violent, testosterone-driven world here, where men go toe-to-toe, and the last one standing is the winner. Now, from Jung's character perspective, he's the one who's getting pushed around by the powers that be. But his rage throughout the film continues to grow as he's repeatedly controlled and pummeled by everyone around him. I will say that the script does do a good job of rattling our protagonist between these two big forces, which creates a situation where there's really no easy way out for him. I like that. Now, Jeong-min Hwang plays the corrupt mayor. Another fantastic actor who you would notice if you've seen A Violent Prosecutor, Veteran, New World, and many others. He plays, in this one, he's a real slimy, sadistic bad guy in City of Madness. And as a viewer, you will really want to see him get his just desserts at some point. I won't tell you if he does or not, though. Kwak plays the ruthless prosecutor. If you've seen The Wailing, you know just how good of an actor Kwak has become. And when you see The City of Madness, you'll understand that he actually has some range as well, because this is a very different role that requires him to portray a rather cruel man who will do anything to take the mayor down. And this is not a likable character either. You could say that our main protagonist does have a likable quality to him, but the ruthless prosecutor, he's very dislikable in this movie, and I think it was intentional. Now, Jun-hoon Ju plays the protagonist's protege. This actor's career actually exploded back in 2006 with the incredibly popular K-drama Princess Hours, which is one of the first K-dramas I ever saw. But he also left quite an impression in the film The Treacherous from 2015, which I reviewed on my channel. I liked him here, and he provides a solid fourth wheel for this gangster vehicle. And finally, another recognizable face is Man Shik-jung, who previously appeared in The King Two Hearts, The Lord of Dramas, and a bunch of movies. He plays the prosecutor's main enforcer, and I always like seeing him. He has kind of a tough guy persona, and he's good in this. So yes, this is a very actor-driven movie, and the fantastic cast is the main reason why it works. Now, in terms of pacing, I did think that the opening hour is a little bit on the slow side. I would not say that it necessarily drags, but if you're clamoring for some gangster fisticuffs, then you're not really going to get much of that until the midpoint. Thankfully, the violence does ramp up considerably during the second half of this movie, with the highlights being an intense car chase near the midpoint and a bloodbath that ramps up. There's also one fairly brutal beat down sequence involving a man strapped to a chair and repeatedly punched in the face. Yeah, that was a little wince-worthy, that one. So the violence does pick up here. But again, the inclusion of this violence, I think, does kind of make sense in this film, given the aforementioned themes and characters. Now, the director here is Sung-Soo Kim, who has kind of an odd filmography. He had a few lower-budget films, and then Musa the Warrior in 2001, which is a very good movie, I think. Then he did Please Teach Me English in 2003, which is a kind of a moderately enjoyable rom-com. He took a 10-year break from directing, from what I've seen on his filmography. Then he returned with The Flu in 2013, which was okay. It was an okay flick. And now, The City of Madness. So, definitely an odd trajectory for this career, but I do look forward to whatever he decides to do next. And one final note in this film, the use of color is actually very striking in spots. Even during the car chase, I noticed that the blue-red siren lights were unconventionally intense. It was, I don't know what it was, the way they shot that scene, but the way those lights were blaring, it created like an assault on your senses during the scene, which I guess kind of makes sense because the car chase itself is filmed in that style. But yeah, the film looks very nice throughout. So, Asura, The City of Madness is not yet available on DVD per my knowledge. Saw this on a plane flight to Japan, but I did see that a UK release, Region 2 I believe, is set for next month with English subtitles, so look out for that. And, when it does become available, and you feel like a real masculine, gritty crime flick, check this one out. It's good. And as always, I will see you next time.